Hi everybody, welcome to Carnation Crafts TV. I'm Laura and we've got Taz in the next room in my ear. So we've got our own little gallery. So Taz is still here. It's just you're not gonna hear her in the corner. But I have told her that I am gonna get it in at some point, and so you can put a face to the voice. That's it. But this is my first craft along, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that some of you might have this collection if you ordered yesterday. Let us know if you do, or if maybe you're looking at this and you're thinking, oh, I could do this with that, or maybe if you cut this up it would look like something else. Let us know, because this is the craft along, so we're just going to have fun with this. We're going to have fun this hour and just cut into things, look at them in different ways and things like that. So any questions, any ideas, anything you want to see in more detail, anything at all, just pop us a message and Miss Taz will let me know in my ear. But this is the collection that we are going to be looking at today, and this is what we're going to be using. It's the Held in a Moment collection. So this is the brand new collection that launched yesterday. It is on a special price, so we've got a show price of $99.99. On Friday at 12 o'clock it's going to go back up to $129.99, so you're saving $29.99 if you order before midnight on Friday. So I would grab it while you've got it on the offer, and you've got free P&P as well, so there's nothing else really that you need with this collection, I would say, apart from the perfect papers. So you can see every single die that you've got there. You've got the shelves, you've got the card shaped bouquet, you've got the handbags, you've got the shoes, you've got the clock, the candle, and those lovely frames as well that I know you can use for other collections that you've got. You've got the books, the lampshade, the glasses, and you've got those lovely birds on the end, and you've also got your pack of magnets as well. So you've got 30 magnets in there, and they are really thin little magnets, so you're not going to have that bulge, you're not going to have that anything when you pop them behind your matte layers. So you've got them in their tubes as well, and that's what we're going to be using throughout this craft along. So let me just move this so we can show you some of the design team samples so you can see exactly how this has been used, because they're so pretty. Every time I pick one up I think, oh, I think that's my favorite, and then I pick up another one and I think, actually I really like this. Right, so Miss Taz is telling me if you are liking these backing papers, and I'll just bring that one back in so you can see. Have we got, I'm sure I've seen another one yet. Let me grab this one as well, just so we're talking about the backing papers so we can see. So these backing papers are free to download now on the website. And you've got free inserts. Free inserts to go. Oh, wait there. That match as well. I mean, that card could not look any more expensive if it tried. With the insert, I'm seeing if there's an insert in this one as well. No. But, so have a look for the insert and the papers as well. So you've got them. Do you know what I've just noticed about this one? Because I don't think we've shown this one. But look at the little bird holding the little flowers in the beak. Can you see it? Every time I look at the cards, I think of something different, or notice something different. Miss Taz has just said that reminds her. I think she's in. That reminds her of mistletoe. I think you're in a romantic mood, Miss Taz. Right, let's go through some more of these so we can show you, because I always want to try and show as many of the design team cards as I can, because they work so hard making these. And this is one I don't think we've shown. So this is Barbara. Look at that. How pretty is that? So think about your card shapes, those matte layers. that you might have at home already that you can bring in. Now this one, so yesterday or this morning, me and Taz were talking about this being like a snow globe. You can imagine it, can't you? It's the perfect size, the perfect shape to bring in your Christmas dies. I need to get, I'm going to pinch some of these before I leave. Taz is going on about the tiny lights in my ear. So I'm gonna pinch some. Do you know, I thought that was a lead then. I thought, oh my gosh, it's got some on it. Where's the button? Is that what it made you think of? Yeah, that's what I just thought. So we're gonna have to get some. But one of the things as well, if I took that, well, I don't even have to take that perfume bottle away. If those pinks were reds, and that's our Merry Christmas, do you know, because the bag is red and those red roses, you could get away with that being a Christmas card. With whites and reds, and you could 100% get away with that being a Christmas card. Let's get some more. This, I think, again, is something really different. So they've used the card shape, so use that as a card shape instead of matte layers. Cut it out again, but put it the other way, so you can see the circles there. The bowl they've used to put the flowers in, and then you've got the bow with florals up here. How pretty is that? And I can imagine that as a sympathy card, a get well card, a christening card, a new baby. You know, they just cover so many different occasions. Sorry it's late. That would be me making cards. Because I have never ever made Christmas cards like Christmas Eve. Yes. That is me. That is how unorganised and late I have had to make Christmas cards on Christmas Eve. And the thing is, when people know that you make cards as well, you can never not give them a handmade card. You have to make the cards yourself. So yeah, I have had to make Christmas cards on Christmas Eve. But that's just me. But we all get busy Christmas time, don't we? So sometimes it just, I forget about it. Or are you somebody that's really organised? There was one year where I said to myself, every week I was going to make one Christmas card. So just one Christmas card a week throughout the year. And I think that lasted the middle of February. So I think I made like 6 or 7 cards, and that was it. So I have full of good intentions, but they just never seem to come to anything. But yes, I hope that everybody at home that's watching is a lot more organised. To be fair, it doesn't take much. So I'm going to go with you are a lot more organised than me. So we've got a message from Mary saying how lovely it is to see me. Thank you. Right, so for this one we are using we're going to use the matte layers. Right, okay, so do you want the size of the card? Right, I would love to know if somebody's actually sitting there and is going to make this with us. Or just like at the end of the hour they send us a picture of the exact same card. Right, so this is just your basic card. So this is just A4 card, folded in half. And then we've got a matte layer. Now I'm terrible, and you'll get to know that I do not measure anything. Okay, so what I tend to do, so you can see you've got that, it's like a really light green colour. There, you can see much better there. So I've cut this down. Now when I do matte layers, I'll be honest with you, when I first started crafting, okay, I would watch people on the channels and things like that, and they would always be there like this with a measuring tape, and they would write, this is my card, so this is, I'm going to measure this, and I'm going to take however much off because I want a thin border, and then they'd go like that, they'd cut it down. And for me, it just never worked. I never got one side the same as the other side, or I would cut into it too much, and it used to stress me out. It really used to stress me out. So what I do, and I'll show you because I'm going to cut this card up anyway, and we've got loads of time because we're just doing a crafty, I don't even have a pencil. Anyway, we're going to pretend that I have a pencil because, like I've said, I'm so organised. What I do, and I'm going to turn it the other way so you can see, I will just put it up to my card. So you can see there where my card is. So you can see where the mat is going to be and just mark on each end where I want to cut to. And that's what I do. And it saves me so much time. It's so much easier. And I always know how much of a border I'm leaving. Because sometimes when you're making a card, you know, you only want a thin border. But then other times you want a wider border to draw your eye in, really frame it. So for me, doing things like that just makes it so much easier. So that's how I do my mats and my layers. Okay, so that was like a big help for me when I first started crafting, because I didn't have to go in and try and do maths and work out how much do I take off on each end and blah blah blah. Right, so that is just going to sit on there to give me that border, and then we're going to pop this. Have I already cut that? No. Right, so before I cut that, what I'm going to do, I've already die cut out the card shape, okay? And what we're going to do I want it on the bottom? Or do I want it on the top? Bottom. We're going to go bottom. So, right, I've cut this out. And what I've done is I've cut down a strip of the same colour green. It's so hard to see because the light in here is so bright, but you can see it there. So that same green that we've used on our card, I've cut a strip of that down. So I'm going to stick that on there. Can you see it gives me that border? So I've got a border now coming down on each side, okay? But like I said, I don't do measuring, so we're going to stick this onto there, and then you can see, look, it's too long. Can you see the different colour? Because on the little monitor that I can see it, that just looks all white. I can't see. Can you see it though? As long as I know you can see it, that's all that matters. There, so we've got that green border now coming down the sides, but you can see now we need to cut this. So what I always do, if I'm doing something like this, yes. So we've had a message from Kate to say that she ordered hers yesterday lunchtime and it arrived today. That's brilliant. Do you know what? That's just the best, because that's the worst bit. When you've ordered something, you want it to come right away, don't you? It's like as soon as you press order, you want to knock at the door within 5 minutes. Oh no, here's your order. It was Kate, Miss Taz wants to know if you've printed out your vignettes ready to go. Maybe she has and she's going to make this now with us. So that now, I've put some foam on the back just to stand that up. And because I've put that onto my card, okay, so what I'm going to do now is grab my scissors, turn that around, and then that bit that's overhanging, I'm going to cut it from the back. So then I know it is, let's just tidy that up a bit, the perfect size. So I haven't had to measure it. I know that that is perfect now on my mat. Okay. So now I'm going to stick that onto my green mat layer. So we've got that coming down the centre now, drawing your eye in, but we've also got that green then to coordinate in with the back. So let's stick this down. And that is going to go on there. And then what we're going to do Oh, shall we die cut out that? But I do already have it. Shall we show it? Die cut it out. Right, I'll stick these tabs down and then we'll die cut that out so you can see, because it's a really nice one to use. So you've got your mats and layers ready to go. So again, these are nothing that you were working out. This is all in that die set. So all you're doing is just running these through your die cutting machine. And do you know what's really nice about this? What I found when I was prepping for the show was if you get your so like for this card, I knew I wanted the doily part to be the coloured part, so you can pop down your mats and your doily at the same time and run them all through. So you're saving time then. You're not running, you know, one bit through, because they'll all fit through together. Obviously depending on what size die cutting machine you're using. But you can pop them all through the same time, and then the same with the white layers then. So you just grab the next layer in, and then you can just run them all through the same time. So you know then that they're all going to go through, and it just saves you time then, because you're just putting all the green ones through one go and all the white ones in one go. Oh, so we've just had a message from Jan to say that she ordered yesterday and all of her dies. She's printed her vignettes off and she's got her dies ready to go. That's brilliant, isn't it? That's amazing. Next day delivery. And, do you know what's even better? It's next day delivery and you haven't even had to pay for it. It's £50, is it? So anything. It's not just this. Yeah, so if you spend over 50, yeah, so this collection is free postage. Yeah. Me and Miss Tals was arguing. I was like, yeah, it's free. I thought, oh my gosh, am I telling people it's free postage and it's not? Right, let's put some foam on the back of that. And then let's stick these down. So you've got this larger area that we're going to put on the top, but one of the things we were saying was this, and from showing you the cards the design team have done, you know, some of them have used it with this larger part of the top, some of them done it with a large bit. You can do it in different ways, so it just looks different every time you change a part of it. Pull that off there, and then that, oh, moved it. That's going to go there, and I've moved that. Right, and then this is going to go about there. Right, so you can see we've got all the mats and layers there. You can see now, and you can see the dimension just in those mats and layers. So always try and add a little bit of foam in between your layers. It really does just elevate your card, and it'll just draw your eye in a little bit more. So what we're going to do is, let's pop that there because we're going to die cut that. Let's run the card shape, the doily, through so you can see what that looks like. I mean, look at the size on that. Such a good die set. Right, let's grab some green, and we're going to pop this through. I always tend to cut, again, this might just be a me thing, but I always tend to cut the cardstock. So like for this, I always cut the part that I want to cut out, purely because the rest of the card, because you've got cut lines and things in your plates, so it doesn't get damaged. Not that it's going to get damaged, but it'll get like dents or imprints or anything like that. Or if you've got a bit of like a little bit of the excess of the dye or anything like that left today, it'll imprint on the card because there's nothing there. So that's why I always cut whatever bit I'm cutting out. I'll cut the cardstock down. So the other thing, this is a me thing that I like about this die, is when you pull this off, you can see a lot of them have come off already, but because these circle bits are quite wide, if you've got fat little thumbs like me, you can just push them and it'll all come out. So it saves you going in with your pokey tool. See, so most of them now have just come out already. And then we can pull this out. Miss Taz in my ears just said she loves doing, well, pulling the die out or poking the bits out. So Miss Taz is saying that she loves poking all the bits. I tell you what, Taz, I'll leave that there for you. And then you can poke all the bits out for me. Because that is one thing I do not like doing. Right, let's move that. And then I can show you the die. I'm just trying to get rid of that bit there. How pretty is that? It's so intricate. Really, really pretty. So that then you can use again, like we said. Do you know what? I think even that you could get away with for Christmas. Like different types of doilies and things like that. Cut into them. And don't be afraid either with doilies to split them in half. So you can use them in lots of different ways. Right, so let's grab our card. This now, I've made this on the wall, is gonna go on there. So we're gonna have that there now to decorate that bit. We are putting things on top of it, but it's nice just to bring that colour in, and you've got something there straight away in the background that kind of draws your eye in. And then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna use the florals that we get to actually do our decoupage. Okay, but we're gonna use them on their own. So do we still want to cut out the bird? We'll do it in the next one. Right. Okay, so let's go in, and this is my favourite thing. This is just my favourite thing to do ever. We're going to go in now and just play around with the layout of this. So I know I've got my sentiment that I think I want to go about there. So what I tend to do is get one of the larger flowers first. So I've got like a starting point. And I'm just going to wiggle this with my fingers just to give it a little bit of shape. And I'm going to stick that about there. So I'm going to use my pin flare because I am shaping these, so I want them to have, you know, that kind of like natural curl. And that's going to go there. So let's go in and add in some of these flowers. And you get so many of these when you print out and you've got everything there. This is just so much fun to go in and just add more in. And you haven't got to worry about, you know, colouring them in or paper piecing them or anything like that, because you can just print them out. And for me, if I had something like this that was a paper kit, I wouldn't use this many because I wouldn't want to run out of them. Or I'd be like, oh, I'm going to keep it for best, or I'm going to keep it for like those special cards, or, you know, it would be some excuse and it would not get used basically. So I'm going to keep going in. I'm going to just keep building this up. Pop that in there. And then, oh, that's not right. We're going to stick this on there. I'm going to pop this because I feel like I need a bit more red. I'm just going to lift that up pop that one there. And then this one is gonna go there. And then what we're gonna do is grab your foliage, and then I'm going to do the same thing. But what I like about this, especially because you're using your pin flare, you can pick things up and you can move them, and you can have a look at it and think, oh, actually it needs something more there, or it needs something there. So go in, add that in there. And this one of the things you can do with this, because of the way that's been designed, so can you see, what you can do is you could go in and just snip like that. So you've got two different parts. So if you don't want it to go one way, so if you're doing something like this where it's kind of like at an angle and you want to add in, you know, something else. So like say this bit, we want some more to stick up. So then we can pop that in there. And then I'm not losing that part under that floral. I can use this somewhere else. So I can stick that there. So you're never gonna not use any of these. You know, like we say to you, cut into the dies when you've cut them out and use them differently. You're never gonna not use these parts that you're cutting into. So don't think, oh, but you know, you've cut that bit off now, it's a waste. Because you're still gonna get use out of it. Even if it's not for this, maybe just put it in. I tend to keep a little bag next to me, do you know, for like every collection. And then if you've got any bits left over, if you've got any offcuts or anything like that, pop them in there. And then you've got them there then, keep them with all your printouts or your dies. And then you've just got that there then, ready every time you go and use it. And that's gonna go there. And then, oh, I didn't ask Nick what these were. I'm 100% saying they're blueberries, blackberries. They're blackberries. Whatever it says on the website is wrong. I'm right, they're blackberries. They are blackberries. These blackberries are gonna go in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna fill these in now, exactly how I've done with the foliage. But because it's that dark colour, just adding these in the background really makes it pop. So let's, I'll add one in there. Have you found her? Miss Tals is checking to see if I'm right. That they are blackberries. Held in a moment. Oh! Well, that's not a collection, is it? The exquisite arrangement is the die. Yes. I'm going with the blackberries. They look like blackberries. I mean, they could be wherever you want them to be. I'd say so. They're nice and, but anyway, like I said, don't add them in the background. Don't, because they're dark colourway. And then those florals, it just makes them come to life more. It just makes them pop. And then, so we've got our bird from Light as a Feather. And I'm just gonna, what I do with this one is hold the wings, so exactly where the body finishes, and just manipulate the body. And then do the same thing, put your finger back there and manipulate the wings the separate way. So, can you see how they're going? They kind of go like that. And then this, now I was going to stick that there, but I think I'm going to pop that there now. It's going to go, do you know what? I'm going completely different. Right, we're going to stick this. So we're going to pop Our sentiment. There. So that's sticking up. And now I've done all that shaping, I'm going to turn it round. Because, do you know what, we've got the mirrored vignettes, why not? So I'm going to turn it the other way now. So I'm just going to, the way I folded it, I'm unfolding it. I'm going to fold it the other way. So our bird is going that way instead. And we're going to stick there, I think. I'm questioning myself now. Should we stick him there or there? There. Okay, right. Okay. Hang on. Right, Miss Taz voted there, so we're going to go there. Yeah, if it looks rubbish, then we know who to blame, don't we? That is going to sit there, like that. So, we've got our card. But they're so fun to use, because you can go in and, like, all of that now is using, all those florals are using the decoupage element from the bouquet. So that isn't even how it was supposed to be used. We've used the card, the matte layers that we could use as a card shape if we wanted to, and the moment in time bird. But it's all from the Held in a Moment collection that we've got on a show price today. Well, today is going to be the last show, so this technically isn't the show on this. This is our craft along, but it will go back up to $129.99 at midnight on Friday. So if you want the show price from the launch on yesterday, it is $99.99 at the minute with free P&P because you've spent over £50. So if you want to grab it while we've got, because I think it was 80% had gone. So if you do want to grab this, grab it while it's still there, because there's nothing worse than, oh, I should have got that, or I've missed out on that, or anything like that. So grab it while you've got it there, and then I'll show you some finished samples so we can see those. I should have tried to mix them up, shouldn't I? Let me grab another pile so we can see some different ones. So, oh, Miss Taz is saying this is one that screams Christmas to her. Okay, so yesterday when we were doing the show yesterday, I was saying that the bouquet looked like a tree, a Christmas tree, and you could get away with it being a Christmas tree, and we could put, oh, that's what started our lights, the tiny lights, wasn't it? We were saying we could put some tiny lights on it and it would look like a tree. And now Taz is saying that she can see what I mean now, that kind of looks like a tree behind there. So you could, if you put that floral bouquet there and you put some gift boxes, some presents under it, I think you could get away. To be honest though, I think you can get away with this collection for Christmas because of the reds and the white. I think that certain ways of doing it, you can get away with it for Christmas. Yeah, or you could get away with it for a lot of different occasions. I will try and read some of these names out. Some of them don't have names on the back, but you can see that. So this is one of the floating shelves. Could not think of that word then. That is so you can see how that comes out, and then that is going to be your 3D. I love the depth and the dimension that that gives you just with that mechanism. So you do get magnets in the collection, so if you want to use the magnets with the shelves, you can do that because you do get magnets in there, but you don't have to use them. So this one's Sue. How stunning is that? That's so pretty. See that? I think you could put Merry Christmas. That's so pretty, so pretty. And you've got, I'm just going to turn it to the side so you can see all the dimension. So all of these layers of decoupage, that's what we just used with our demo. But obviously this is the way that it was intended to be used. But yeah, they're just so striking. Then we've got another one here. So this is Barbara, using one of the floating shelves. You can see there how you bring in the candle, the books, you've got the clock on there. And again, using those decoupage elements, but using the card as the card base. That works so well. Yeah, Miss Taz has just gone in my ear. I love this one, I do as well. It's so simple, but it's so effective, isn't it? Just with the matte and layers, you've got all of that detail, and then just those reds, the red of the flowers, they just catch your eye, don't they, straight away. And this one, this is what the card that made us start thinking about different things, because we were saying, if you imagine that with like a baby item, it could be for a baby card, or like a gender reveal or something like that it was carrying in his beak. So this must have been the card that made us think of it, carrying something in his beak. And then we've got this one, which I think is a really nice idea, because it's taking it away from the shelves and using it with your matte and layers that you've got at home. I can't remember, Taz, what the name of these dies were. Eyelet and Ring. So those are the matte and layers from that collection. Using them away from the shelf, and Taz just said to me that this could be a man's card, and yeah, 100% it could be, because you've got nothing on there really that, again, I can imagine that as a like you're moving home card, or you're going to university card, or graduation cards. So many different occasions you're going to be able to use these for. And then we've got this one, using the birds, using those matte and layers there. We've got Good Luck. Miss Taz is trying to think of all the occasion cards that we've just seen. I think there's everything. We've seen Happy Anniversary. You're a True Blessing, so that could be a christening or a baby card, couldn't it? You've got Good Luck, Thinking of You. What's that? Birthday. Cherished Friend, Thank You, Thinking of You, You're So Missed, The One I Love. So many different occasions you can do. Thank you so much. I think there's pretty much every occasion covered for that. So let's do another demo. Now, this one, we are going to go a bit on a tangent again, and it might work and it might not, but we're gonna try it together, okay? This is what we're here for. We're gonna try it. Now this is the Perfect Papers. So this was the only thing that I was saying earlier, that if I could add in, I would. Do you know what I've just realised as well? If you added 2 packs of these in, it would cost the same as what you're saving. So you'd essentially get 2 packs of 48 sheets of 300 GSM for nothing. 96 sheets you'd get. Wow, that's going to last as well. Do you know what? And you'd use that with other collections as well, because it's not like a really I don't know what the right word is. Yeah, specific to anything, is it? Like you could make that work with other things as well. But so this is the one with that lovely spiral design on it. You've got those lovely swirls in there. So really, really nice one. You can really see that a lot better now, can you? Because I've got that darker pink. So you can really see that design. We're going to use that as a matte and layer for the back of this card. Okay, so we're going to stick that on there. And I'm going to raise this up from the back, only because we're not going to have a lot of height on this. So I want to just add a little bit of height into that background. So let's tip this over and put some foam on the back. And then I'm going to show you my idea, and Taz is either going to go, that's a good idea, or she's going to go, Laura, I don't know where you're going with this. So we've got that. Let's pull these off. And then we're going to pop that on there. So again, this is a A4 sheet of card folded in half, okay? It's just so you know the size of it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get 1, 2, 3. Is going to go there, right? Now what I need to do though is these tabs, so that I showed you earlier when we were gluing them down, I'm going to cut these off. Okay, so again, you're not doing anything, you know, don't worry, because do you know what's funny? The things that you used to worry about when you first start crafting, or before you know, just get that confidence, just going, like something like that I would have worried about doing before. Don't worry about doing things like that. Go in and just have fun with them. And the beauty with Carnation is if you do it and you think, oh, actually I don't like it, just print off another sheet. You've got another sheet there, just print them off as many times as you want. So they're going to go there like that. So I'm making kind of like a baskety, florally shelf type of thing is what we're going with, okay? That was my really descriptive way of explaining this. So I want to make sure that it's about the right size that it's going to fit on you. So I'm going to glue it over here for a minute, and then pull that out a bit. And then that one's going to go on there. So I haven't folded these bits, so I didn't want that score line in. That's going to go there. And set that like that. So fold that over, and let's get some height on here. That is going to go there. You can use foam pads as well when you're doing this, but just for speed of like pulling the backing off, I'm just using it like this. But I do tend to keep these for shaker cards and things like that. They're so handy. Yeah, they're so handy for like shaker cards. Do you know, because they're really nice width. So they're really nice to use for shaker cards. So let's pop these off, and then we're going to stick this down, and then what we're going to do is pop that about there, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to completely decorate all of that part. So these are going to go like that to almost kind of give us that like baskety kind of feel. Now I just want to layer them roughly where I want to go. Right, let's stick with that. So oh, Miss Taz has just said that makes her think of a Valentine's card. And I did just say that you were in a very romantic mood today, and you've just proven my point. That is going to go over there, and now we're going to add in more red on here. So I want these ones just to sit behind, because we're going to add in a lot more. And what I like to do with this, can you see, I'm adding the glue like to the bottom. Can you see it? So it's right at the bottom, because then I can go in and I can pop that down and it's going at that angle. So I'll lift it up for you now. Pop that in there, and then these two on here. And then I'll stick this one on there as well. Right, so let's just move them where I want them to be. So we've got our flowers, and then what we're going to do is we've got the little rosebuds. These are going to go in as well, so that's why I said I wanted the white of them ones to be more at the front, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and add these in. So I'm going to add them in, and I'm going to add these going in different directions as well, so it just looks more natural. So it's not all going one way, and it's all, you know, if you look at flowers, I think this is one of the things that we fall into, that trap of like everything has to look perfect, but flowers aren't perfect. You don't buy flowers because they all look exactly the same and they're all go in the same direction, and you know, they're all unique. Everyone is different, which is something that me and Taz were talking about before the show. So stick this one. Where shall we go? Wait, I'll leave that one for a minute. So let's go in with some of our foliage. And then what I'm going to do with this one is just lift these and just add in where I feel it just needs something to fill that space. And you can tuck these in, or you can go in and add in a bit more. Oh. And then put some up there. And then just tuck one there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, that rosebud that we had, that is going to fit in there as well. And then I've got one more, so I'll pop this one on the end. And this one can go there. And then we've got a little bit of our blueberries, blackberries, that I'm just going to fit there. Is it lavender, is what Taz has just, that is not lavender. I'm convinced it's got to be blackberries. Oh, so we've had a message in from Linda, was it? Linda saying that this would be a great wedding card. It would be. And do you know what? I've just thought as well, before I stick my sentiment on, now one of the things I've done with this is, because you've got those cut lines, so on here you can see, do you know, you've got that cut line to pop the tab in. So I've purposely made sure that I've covered them. Can you see? You can't see those cut lines. You've got foliage there and things, so it slightly covers it, but that card could go either way. Even though I've done it that way. So like if I brought my sentiment in now, so my plan was to pop my sentiment there, obviously straight, but you know what I mean. But equally, I could do it that way and pop sentiment there. And you wouldn't look at that now and think that that's supposed to be the other way around. Do you know what I mean? So you could do that. Actually, I don't know which one I prefer now. Taz, do you want to pick? That way. We're going that way. She's making all the decisions today. So, oh, she's just saying in my ear, she just wants it this way because it wasn't the way that I intended to do it. She's so lovely. So lovely. Right, so our non-intended way of doing it, with the non-intended way of how the hanging shelves are supposed to be, with the non-intended way of how the decoupage is supposed to be. There you go. We did use the tag in the intended way, so I think we get brownie points for that. So we've got that there. Right, so Miss Taz is saying we've got time for one quick demo. Let's see. I have got a small one that we could potentially get done. Oh, we'll do it because if we do this quick, we won't do any die cut down. So we've done this. Right, so now this one, we're going to use that lovely card shape again, but this time we're only using the circle bit, so we're not using it how it was intended. That's what the name of the show should have been, not the craft along, just the not the way it was supposed to be intended to use. Right, so I've run it through white cardstock and I've scored the top bit there, okay, so you can see. And what I'm going to do is glue that, and we're going to pop our cards, yes, that's it, on there, okay. Now for this, because I'm using the circle, and obviously I want this to be the card base, I have just snipped out a tiny part of the bottom. Can you see it? So what that's going to do is that's just going to balance the card out, so it's not going to be wobbling everywhere. So when I stand that up, I want the glue to dry there. So can you see now it's not wobbling everywhere, and it's only ever so subtle, like you wouldn't have noticed maybe if I hadn't told you. So it's not going to affect the design of the card or anything like that. And then this is just going to fit on top of it as well, so that helps hide it ever so slightly, okay? So we're going to pop this down. Let's, oh no, I've run out of foam. I've run out of foam and roll. It's going to go on there. And then we've got that beautiful doily in white. And you can see that really pops with that colour behind it. So we're going to pop that down. So that is going to go on there. And then this doily on the die set, you've got mats and layers that fit onto the circle as well. So I've cut out the next layer in that same green. It's going to fit on there. And then I've die cut out the next layer in white, and I've just stamped a sentiment on there. Thinking of you, and that's from the last Clean and Simple collection. So that's going to go there, like so. And then we're going to put in some of these flowers. And you know, now I've done this, wouldn't that be perfect as, if you imagine like your name on that as your tables. Do you know we were saying earlier about table name settings and things like that? You could just have that as like a name card. That's so pretty, isn't it? And it looks, do you know what I love about it? It looks like you've taken ages to do it, when in actual fact it was really simple to do. So if we go in now, again, I'm going to start with that larger flower. So go in with that big flower and place that kind of where you want the florals to start. And then I've got two of the smaller ones. It's going to go there. And another one there. Right, and before I do that, let me just bin this because this is empty. another one here. Right, so now I'm going to just build this up, and this is why I put in that little cut line there, just to ground that bit, because if I was putting all of these across here, I'm just going to weigh that side of the card down. So if this was circular, it would just fold and just fall that way automatically because of the weight that we're adding on. So if you want to do something like this, add in that cut line to the bottom, or just add the cut line to the one at the back. You could add a bigger cut line to the one in the back, and then that's going to hold it into place. Or you could have done it the other way, so all of these florals were on the bottom. So all that weight is just going to hold it down more. That is going to go there. And then tuck these in. And then this one, I'm going to add this. Pick that up. And I'm going to add that there, because then you're going to see that coming across the flower. And no, we don't need to add that one in. And then my favourite of the whole collection, apparently, the blackberries. I'm just going to pop in. And do you know what the nicest thing? I think that is why I like these so much. It's a bit unusual to get something like that in there that is quite small. You know, for your decoupage, you normally get all those big areas, like these big flowers and stuff. But what's perfect about these is if you're doing something like this, where you're kind of making up your own composure with the florals, this is such a nice filler, because anywhere where you've got a little bit of a gap, you can just add this in, and it works perfectly. It coordinates perfectly with the florals, but you're using this to go in and just fill those little bits of gaps, or those little bits of detail that maybe you wouldn't know how else to fill, because you don't want to go in and add more flowers and overfill it, and you don't want to go in and add lots of foliage either, so it becomes more about the foliage than it does the actual florals and the design. So just adding them in, just add in that little extra bit, but I wanted to do that because I know a lot of crafters as well much prefer making smaller cards, and I think that is just such an effective small card. So from the previous one that we made, that was an A4 sheet folded in half. Oh, let me grab the first one, because that's using the same die. So that one, I'm trying not to touch the flower so I don't squish on. That one is using that same die, the same flowers, but in a completely different way, and it looks, and this is what I love about it, it's the same die, it's the same flowers, but they look like two completely different collections, two completely different cards that could be for two completely different occasions. So if you do want to get it, it is the Held in a Moment collection that you have got on a special show price just for Friday, until Friday at 12 o'clock, at midnight at 12 o'clock on Friday. It's going to go back up to $129.99, where it's on a show price now for $99.99. You've got your hanging shelves, you've got your die set. So this is the one that we just showed you. This is the one that we've just been using. You've got your finishing touches, you've got your home comfort, your cozy corner, and your light as a feather. You've also got 30 of your magnets in here. They come in a nice plastic box for you as well, so they're nice and easy to keep organized and store them. The only thing I would say to add in is the perfect papers. You've got 48 sheets of, where have I put them? So you've got 48 sheets. I've gone all blurry. You've got 48 sheets in there, and when you go through them, you can see the different patterns, and you can see then actually nice and easily the different colorways that you've got there. So you've got a color there that coordinates with every single thing in the collection, so you don't have to worry about going and finding your matching cardstock. But you've got 300 GSM there. But big goodbye for me. Thank you so much if you joined me today for my first day here on Carnation Crafts TV. I will be back on Hobby Maker on Friday. I don't know what time it is. No. But we'll be on Hobby Maker on Friday, and me and Taz will be back here next Wednesday with something brand new for you. So make sure you join in for that, and take care and have a nice weekend.